Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Tainted Grail. Here we are out in the wilderness, heavily overburdened. Well no, on the verge of being heavily overburdened, wanting to get back to what we could loosely describe as civilization. But I'm not heading in that direction, I'm going this way instead. And I should probably change shields. Here we go. We'll enjoy using the new one and hope it doesn't become too much of trouble. I believe I have a plan. And unfortunately this plan may involve becoming overburdened. Given that we're so close anyway. Let's ignore that shrine. Because I interacted with it once during early access and it was a pain in the backside. I'm going to leave it where it is. Now, I see corpse gobblers. Yeah, taste my steel, you bastard shit things. Right. Got them all. There we go, that's cleared those out. And here we have a buried chest. Might as well dig it up. Now it's my belief that if we... Wait. Yeah, if we head that way, we'll be able to get back out again. But I'm not sure I want to go that way. How are we doing for time? Ooh. So what I'm thinking is I'd like to go down to here. Fight some nasty men. And then come back this way. Up along this road. But no, it's better to explore it from this end really. It's a bit more satisfying. There's a cave up there I haven't fully explored either. So let's just turn around then. And try and get out of here. Now, I suspect all the dead men will have returned. I see one moving already. So perhaps we'll just have to go this way instead. Tiresome, I know, as we may run into even more wolves. Let's get our hammer ready. And prepare to be overburdened. There we go. That didn't take long, did it? We are now comfortably overburdened. So one reason I wanted to head that way was for the experience. And maybe fight the knaves at night. And get a few more rewards. Seeming a bit too tricky though, so let's just head back to the keep. How are we? I think I'll take this off and go for the helmet instead. Even though I'm losing the thorns. Sure, the stamina reduction has got to help out. And maybe I can continue working on getting that breastplate sorted as well. Because its recovery factor would be incredibly useful. Now, I don't see any enemies so far. And if it can remain that way, all the better. I am taking a risk heading through the village instead of around it. But in the interest of expediency, I'm going to give it a go. I don't anticipate being able to make it back to the walls of the Horns before dark. That would be quite unlikely. But hey, last time went quite well. I should have trusted myself more and just taken the level. Actually, what I should have done is taken the level and put it into perception instead of endurance. But then I would have still been overburdened, but it would have helped with some other things. I'm thinking perception or practicality next level. And I've been mentioning wanting to improve perception quite a bit recently, and not doing it, so I think it should get a slightly higher priority than some of the others. Don't worry, I see the bad man over there, and there he shall remain. He is not a part of my current plan to make it back safely before nightfall. So this shield doesn't have an escalating... Oh, really? You went there, huh? Please just be him.
Your money or your life?
Did we get him? No, must be a range limit.
Your money or your life?
There we go. Well, now we got him. And the other enemies who were showing up on the map are now off map again. Fortunately for us. Getting dark? Starting to get dark. Okay. That's alright, we'll head into the keep, sleep in a proper bed, and then make plans upon the morn. Now in the last episode I mentioned wanting to go look for some displacement games to play while I'm unable to record. Currently I've been utilising Battle Brothers as a displacement game. With, heavily modded Battle Brothers. Not just the Legends mod. It doesn't quite scratch the same itch though, it's a very different experience. Battle Brothers is more fantasy XCOM. And War Tales is a very different kind of game to Battle Brothers, each enjoyable in a rather different way. So Battle Brothers is like old XCOM, UFO, enemy unknown. And then War Tales is like the XCOM remakes, by which I mean characters are railroaded down very restricted talent path trees with very strict classes, but even stricter equipment restrictions. And you can't be as flexible. Here we go. We got our nice new helmet on. Should probably take it off to go to bed, but it's fine. It's not Kingdom Come Deliverance. We don't need to take off all our clothes before sleeping. You don't in that game either, but it just feels very wrong if you don't. If you got any suggestions for displacement games, let me know. I haven't really seen any in the comments section for the previous video yet. The idea would be stuff I can play that scratches this itch. Oh yeah, I've also been using Skyrim as an offset game as well a little bit recently. Yeah, the original one, the best, not the special needs edition. With paid mods are us. Sign up to our fucking website if you want to use mods in your game at all. Why should I have to log into your website to choose which mods I want to use in a single player game? And if it's an in-game interface, it's probably clunky and slow for console wankers. It's like, my god, why people? Just why? And yes, I did just buy all the leather there without thinking. Well, no, I thought, let's buy all the leather. I'm going to use it anyway. Let's get rid of those. And these. Alright. Good. Okay, let's hold on to that. Oh, and our 10 seashells, right. And we'll sell that to the other merchants so as not to flood this one. Let us make things. Starting with leather. Alright. What do we need? More metal. I think that might not be enough. Okay, let's give it a go. There we go. Let's do this for the experience. And then we can work our way up towards some other stuff later on. Right. Oh. We have slept. Don't need you. So let's head out and finally go and explore that central path. And, you know, probably touch on some content I haven't seen before. That'll be interesting and exciting. However, nah, let's just go explore. So, I'm aware of most of the stuff on that path, but not all of it. Here we are. So, heading off down this path, we have some bony decorations, no doubt intended to scare away intruders. There's a druidic shrine, we'll definitely interact with that. And you, standing over this body. Oh, is it angled down because I'm... Do I need to angle it up? Hang on. Yes, it does angle up or down. So, Swordmaster's Ring, we'll leave this individual with his garments. Out of respect. And this shrine will apparently give us 5% incoming healing. Incoming healing isn't shown on the character sheet, so we'll never know. 3% critical damage. We have lots of monster blood. And we gain the Cowl of the Waning Moon. I think we're just one body part away from the set. There's another one of these lanterns here. Dig? Oh, dig. There we go. And Novice Ring. Swordmaster's Ring is 2% attack speed. I wonder if I can improve the rings of Smiths. Increases mana regeneration by 1. Useful if we get heavily into spellcasting at a later point. I'm going to hop up on these rocks and pick some rosemary. We have another standing stone. Now, just to be clear, that's going to be like the Blood Lake down there, the beach of the Blood Lake. The fallen statue is over here. We will be passing over the top of it shortly. And I'm going to make an educated guess. That could be completely wrong. I'm also going to dig this up. Now, I am not ignoring the many warnings. I just don't particularly know what they relate to. Now, the path splits two ways, but there's a nasty bastard. Not anymore. Right. There's another one over there. I'd like to get him too. And, just past him, if we take a left, we can walk down the slope to where the ogre is staying. And there is a third one up here. Got him. And a path leading down to a Grindelow that we will not follow just yet. Don't worry, I've got a good idea what's down there. So this is the way to the ogre. I'm not sure I'm ready to face the ogre just yet. By which I mean, statistically, I reckon I can beat him. I mean, narratively, I'm not sure I'm in the right mood. Feels a little early in the episode. Also, if we dig out all this iron, we'll be able to use it to produce some new armour, to repair or upgrade our armour. Here is another statue. Let us embrace the teachings of the statue and see what it has for us. Caerlin the Wolf Rider. Caerlin had the soul of a true warrior, a fierce instinct to protect others, a willingness to stand on the front line, and a love of simple, direct solutions. Which teaches us how to shoot arrows better. Again, the bowstring on the statue shows us that these statues are blatantly character models with a kind of stony skin placed over them. Down there, we can go and find that Grindelow. Actually, let's do that. I'm aware there are two paths here. I was just wanting to check. I believe there's a Grindelow on each of them. And I'm also aware that is not the one we were headed for. This is the one we've seen before. Right, you. Got him. Oh, there's something nearby that's very hostile. Quite a few of them, apparently. Let's just be careful about that. So, down there on that path, there is a rocky promontory just there. We'll want to explore that at some point, but for now, we're going to do something very dangerous indeed. Because up here, we have discovered somewhere called the Lair of the Beast. And, sitting just over here, is Caradoc, our sworn enemy. Not that he necessarily knows that yet, but he may have worked it out. Looking at the quality of his equipment, I'd say he almost has a similar... Right, it's lighter armour than Sir Abigail's, but it looks like it's of a similar quality. So it's well-made light armour. and he appears to have survived the shipwreck. I have not spoken to him here in early access, neither have I entered the lair of the beast. However, I am aware that there is some kind of cave near the beginning of the game that contains, let's call it an item. I'm also aware that lots of streamers and YouTubers obtained this item rather early on in their playthroughs. And if he's going to ask me to go into the cave and fetch that item, well, that's very Aladdin and the Wicked Uncle, isn't it? You know, touch nothing yet. You will go into another room with diamonds, rubies, emeralds. Touch nothing yet. Pass on into another room, and so on. Let's see what he wants. And you know what? Let's even be polite and non-threatening as we do so.
So you did find something in the island asylum, and you brought it back to the mainland. You could have told me, and yet you decided to lie.
Trust has to be earned.
Have you already forgotten how you were rotting in a cell that reeked of blood, waiting for the priests to turn you inside out? And have you also forgotten who it was exactly who got you out of that cell? If it weren't for me, you'd be nothing but a brain in a jar by now. But I don't blame you. There are no hard feelings on my end. Our king always was a master at manipulation, and he did heal you of the Red Death.
And how did you come to know this during my time here? What leads you to believe that Arthur is with me?
You don't remember? I didn't have to figure anything out. He saved you when the monster attacked us at sea. Arthur, can you hear me, you parasite? I am coming for you.
He doesn't remember you.
Oh, I will make him remember.
You probably will. What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Same thing I always do. Cleaning up the mess our king's actions and decisions left behind in this world. There was a beast down there that needed to be put down. Hideous thing.
How did you survive the storm?
I have my ways. I don't think I have to answer if you didn't grant me the courtesy of telling me the truth.
Fair enough. So what, you're on your way to steal Excalibur now that you've slain this beast?
No, that's your job. You can decide to help me, you can decide to help him. At this point, it doesn't even matter, since we're both after the same thing. I'm sure he wants to regain his power, and I want to destroy every single piece of his soul. Either way, you'll be helping us both. Now, it was nice talking to you, but I can't stay here all day. I'll be keeping a close watch over your journey.
That's it? I thought you were going to fight me, especially the way you were speaking.
No, I don't have an issue with you. And now that I saw the extent of his power, even in his weakened state, I realize it would be pointless to try to free you of him. I'll need something stronger than the blade I carry with me.
That sounds like you might turn up later with some kind of nasty item. Are you going to help me with getting Excalibur then? No, he's probably going to leave that all to me so he can ambush me afterwards.
No. You know what to do. You will be doing it, and I have other matters to take care of.
Yeah,
but if you want
nasty
my
ones.
help, all right? Once again, I can prove I'm not your enemy. You can ask me one question, and I'll answer truthfully. Or I can give you an artifact I found in this cave. It should help you with your continued survival.
I really want to ask the question, but I think the artifact is the thing everyone gets. So I'll take it.
Smart choice, although not the one I was expecting. Here, I hope you'll find it useful.
Farewell then, for now.
We'll meet again.
We shall see. He's giving me a Menhir figurine. Okay. Actually, that's quite useful. And given that we have a 5% health benefit, bonus, that 5 may be more than 5. It wasn't. Let us go down into the cave, as he claims to have slain the beast already. I believe this is supposed to be the questing beast, and if so, it is not so easily defeated. Also, we can see his work here. He was out there with not a scratch on him. I think we could have done without the 5 extra hit points, and asking the question would have probably helped us. The pyroclast core. So that's going to be a burning thing. Now, we can also surmise that he has completely cleared out this place. And it should be safe for us to explore. But these things don't particularly seem like a mighty, hideous beast. That does. Let us continue. We have something very useful. Not this. We have torches. Now, the questing beast is supposed to be an amalgam of many creature types. I think it's got like a long snaky neck, the head of a thing, the horns of something else, you know, just lots of things stuck together, and that is presumably the big thing everyone has. The questing beast egg. It's presumably very heavy. Once carried for long enough, it can be hatched by resting near a bonfire. Steps to hatch, 5,000. Apparently lots of people complain about, oh, you got to take 5,000 steps of this thing. I don't fast travel. It'll happen. It's just a matter of time. Right. We probably should set a bonfire, though. Actually, we might be able to find one. I was hoping Arthur might have something to say about Caradoc's hostility. But the questing beast would be an interesting... I think Arthur spies the questing beast in the forest, but cannot find it. And many knights go off searching for it. I don't believe anyone does find it. Or maybe one of them does. I think Sir Pellinor, well, King Pellinor, is one of the knights who searches for the questing beast, but it's highly elusive. That's its main feature, but it's really hard to catch, hard to find. I may regret picking up that big egg, but people would probably complain if I didn't. Literally, I've never been in that cave before. Admittedly, there wasn't that much in there to experience or interact with. Hello. Ooh, okay. There's also, I believe, another one of these statues. Over here, around these ruins somewhere. I should go take a closer look. I think it's like behind one of these walls. Or is it around here somewhere? I can't remember. Anyway. Let's get off this path before we light a bonfire. And we could go fight those bad men down on the beach that I wanted to tangle with. We really need to work on lightening our load. Also, hey, you know, 170 already apparently. 1, 2. How did 2 steps count as 3? Did they do a fake half step to make the feet catch up? I don't know. But I'm not going to count them, I'm just going to walk. And fight. And mine. Because I believe the bad men down on the beach here have a bonfire of their own, but Arthur will not speak to me there. And his speech, while presumably about the questing beast, might also then take into account the fact I probably encountered Caraddoc first.
Teach you to respect me.
Yeah, about that, mate. Right. Okay, you're not attacking me. Awesome. Got him.
I see fear in your eyes. Blow for blow!
Woohoo! It's a fun shield. And we can probably swim under that tower and get something. If we had our diving gear on. Now, there's a bonfire. And a location I have not explored yet. Oh, you're going to come fight me. Excellent. Never mind the other man then.
I'll have your head on a pike.
Ooh.
Such a cheap shot. I'll teach you to respect me. You'll fall to my sword.
And we need the stamina.
Show me what you're made of.
There we go. Excellent stuff. Now, we should presumably take all their stuff. Their belongings are now forfeit to our quest. The Guide to Hunting Monsters on This Blasted Land by Two Fingers Pega. It's not worth it. This could be the end of the guide, but I know you won't listen, so here's some more. Maybe someone will wise up, who knows? One day an alchemist might offer you anything, even a kidney for Grindelow teeth. Say no. Their bites hurt like hell, and I swear their spit's poisonous. Your friends might say the caps or red caps will fetch a good price. They'll tell you that you just need to hunt a few to make a fortune. Tell them to get stuffed. Red caps will cut you into ribbons before you draw your blade. Ask yourself, is gold worth more than your arms, your legs, your life? If yes, here's your first rule. Make sure the monster's bloody dead before you start cutting. And I believe we would have gained a crafting recipe from that if we didn't have it already. I really want that leather, but apparently it's just part of this bed. And I distinctly believe no talk. As expected. I'm not going to go exploring that cave while overburdened. I think that would be folly. A little more? Oh, it was enough, okay. Ooh, now. We have acquired Fool's Rush. Yeah, we got that already. Eclipse Shard. Two-handed. Less damage than our two-handed hammer. For each parry, your next attack is applied 1 extra time. So, counts as 2 hits. Come on. So a significant downgrade. Strength, dexterity, and practicality. So those would level it. I mean, the Spine Breaker is just a really good hammer. Incredibly good, in fact. Now, we're not done just yet. Okay, I'll pick these as they insist on getting in the way. I will explore this location at a later point, quite possibly in the same episode. For now, though, I'm going to mine that, go to that little tower, and fight my way back along the path to the keep. You know what? Raspberries are nice. There we go. Yeah, if you could just give me a little moment here. Nope, we're under attack already. Got it. Now, most of these are completely empty. And I did want to mine that rock on the side there. Hopefully without disruption. We're living dangerously tonight. Why am I being frequently damaged by changing equipment or something? I don't believe any of these is adding health. Can cook a little while we're at it. Yeah. Oh, I should save those, shouldn't I? Honestly, I probably should just not cook so much. As we're not taking the kind of damage that would necessitate such culinary excellence. Don't mind me. Okay, mind me. That worked. Now, I was going up here. I can take the whiskey. Come Coins, cheese, apple, sure. Ooh. Looks like a bow. Why don't we pop down here and create a fire? I know why. Because that Grindelow was guarding something. I mean, he wasn't, but he was. And I'd like to go claim it. While I still can. Because he was roaming around near this rocky outcrop here. Onto which these stairs descend. I suppose you should maybe call them steps, really, as it's outdoors, not indoors. Are they stairs inside? And I think it's stairs if it's attached to a building. Gulls. We're nearing the sea. Now, short sword +2, camouflage net, we'll leave the rest, and starborn egg. Which is not what you'd think it is. The starborn egg is a weapon relic. Weapon deals 10% additional damage. That's pretty nice. We also have a cloak that increases ranged critical chance by 10%. And the spiteful arch, a bow. I think we found one of these from a random unidentified item. Sneak attacks this blow, blind the opponent. I'm pretty sure we have one of those in our stash, but I could be mistaken. If I sit down and make a bonfire and unidentify this good unidentified item, and it turns out to be another copy of that bow, that'd be kind of funny. Speaking of which, might as well give it a try. There you are. I believe we have something to talk about. Why is he calling you a parasite? That creature Caradok slew. It didn't look natural. What was it?
That one, I remember. It was a weird beast, born from the nightmare of Pelennor, one of my knights. His family spoke of a legend of the questing beast, a relentless monster that hunted his ancestors without end. He made it his life's mission to slay it, and yet, no such creature existed in the homelands. But when we came here, it appeared before him. Poor Pelennor died the moment he saw it, overcome by terror. It was Palamedes who struck it down. This weird beast looked the same. I can only assume it is a spawn of Pellennor's demise.
Interesting. So, King Pelennor fought with King Arthur when they first met, and Arthur broke his sword, the sword that he had drawn forth from the stone. It was then that Merlin, I believe, placed a spell of sleeping on King Pelennor so that he didn't kill Arthur. Then took Arthur to the lake, where the Lady of the Lake gifted him with Excalibur. Some people mistakenly believe that Excalibur was the sword in the stone, and if you've seen the film Excalibur, I can understand why you could come to this misapprehension. So, as films go, Excalibur is both simultaneously the single most faithful and single most unfaithful film adaptation of Arthurian mythology, purely because of the sheer amount of content that it includes. It gets a lot of things right, it gets a lot of things wrong to try and make the story about the sword Excalibur instead of about King Arthur. And through this adaptation, it changes so many things that it actually misrepresents far more in terms of overall material than any other Arthurian film does. But it also includes so much correct material. But it's also, so it's, more than any other film does. So it is both the single most faithful and single most unfaithful adaptation in the same film at once. Let's fuel the fire and identify this item. What could you be? Some sage? A shadow blade? Didn't we get one of these from what was his name? No Fingers. Bandit leader. Gem of ice. If enemy is frozen, increase damage by 40%. If we can find a weapon relic that puts regular chill on the weapon instead of having to constantly use Fool's Rush, that would be intriguing. I hope that's just from Arthur and not the strange thing coming. We could rest. I don't think I'll bother, actually. And I will not call the Shadow Blade Arden. It does not deserve it. Hello, world. Oh! So the bonfire is a safety bubble. Interesting. I imagine things can still come in here after me. So, how are we doing for time? By the time it's dawn, we'll be nearly back at the keep anyway, so we might as well just keep walking. Otherwise, we'll waste half the day getting back to it. We can't fast travel all overburdened anyway, and I don't fast travel. Also, if I fast travelled, I wouldn't be able to look at this. He says, having to scroll down quite a long way. There we go, look at that. A ridiculous amount of footsteps already. That 5,000 will be gone in no time. Especially as we got rid of practically 1,100 of it. Through just a short little jaunt down to the beach. If we pause and walk slowly, we'll be even more likely to make it back safely without fuss. I don't see a massive need to do that yet, though. Now, I don't know where the weird spirits tend to congregate in this particular part of the world at night. Ooh, that flutter of wings sounded very ominous. Where? I heard him. I do not see him. Over there? Over yonder, perhaps? Doesn't seem to be going away. And perhaps now slaying the redcaps was an act of folly. It would seem we have battle upon us. That did it. This shield is proving to be remarkable, but it does need a lot of mana to get working. That'll do, we got 6 of them. We do have a ring that hastens the replenishment of mana. And that's not a bad idea right now, actually. Let's do that. And then swap back to our armoring ring shortly after it has been restored. I believe one of the knights might find and defeat the questing beast. Why am I feeling maybe sabors? Anyway, this one. There we go. Perhaps I should keep duplicate rings in the future just so I can double up if need be. Ooh, you know what? Tempting. We're doing well on the experience front though. I don't think we will get that much experience making it back to the keep. Especially as the weird night can't go on much longer. It does tend to end rather swiftly. Around 5 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, look at that green moon there, very bilious. Ooh, stag, you look like something rather nasty coming out of the darkness there. I'll have to be more careful around you. Now, we do know they tend to congregate over there and in the village itself. So if I swing just a little wide... Bloody hell, the way it comes leaping past. No, I should be safe just here. Especially as the weird night can't continue much longer. And now we need to be concerned about what Caradoc is up to. I could probably have attacked him there instead of spoke to him. But we're not quite there yet. Not quite there at all. Now it's interesting that he believes he's cleaning up, because... Wait, no, let's go another route, right? So, first off I was going to say, it's interesting that he believes he's cleaning up and he can see the full picture and Arthur doesn't. Arthur just sees what he experiences and knows out of context and has great gaps missing in his memory because he isn't present most of the time. I was going to say, way back at the beginning of Early Access, when they tried to hide Arthur's identity and made it some kind of nameless foredweller without an identity, that was wanting to regather parts of its soul to form its identity and decide what it wanted to be in the world or something. That was almost more interesting. But it would be interesting, especially as he calls Arthur a parasite, to consider the possibility that since we believe Arthur has become partially or even fully foredweller in form himself, this might not be Arthur. This could be some foredweller who has lost its identity and believes itself to be him and is trying to create and assume his identity by gathering parts of it. That would make sense for Caradoc to address it as a parasite. What's the other one? The one, a symbiote. That's it, isn't it? A symbiotic relationship. Because currently what's he getting from us? He's viewing the world through our eyes, experiencing it, forming his opinions on it, presumably. And we're getting his rarely used power. Rarely used by us, because we've got a little more common sense than to just toss it about willy-nilly. Now then, here we are. should probably endeavour to go on a quest at some point, but for now... I will check that. And this. Right. And this indeed, yes. For now, let's just clean this all up. There we go. Excellent. Oh my goodness. That is bonkers. Why are we still massively overburdened, and is it the big heavy egg? While we are here... There we go. Now, I'm not sure, just seeing the seashells there, that we should continue to indulge Lady Alyssa's weird control freak
Please, state your
bullying
business.
tendencies. I've been fighting bad guys, you know a kind.
Oh, I see. You still have blood on your hands. Excellent.
I wonder if that
Do you
chest
keep
is
Bannock's
available
fingers
late
as
at night
trophies?
when he's
I
gone to
would.
bed. Now, let's go. Does that help? Oh, not really. Right. No, I will go to the stash. It will be a little bit easier. I was thinking I could go to the... Just go to the Smiths, open up a shop and just look in the stash there, but no. Nightmare. Right. There we go. Shadow Blade. Put that away. Shadow Blade and Spiteful Arch. There's a Shadow Blade. No Spiteful Arch. So, we do not need a second Shadow Blade. Ah. We can pop that in there too. Sell this. I think we need to get crafting. And then, given that I've yawned a fair few times, I should probably end the episode. Not long after that. Okay. I shall see if I can purchase more leather first. No, I cannot. So... Well, it helped a little bit. Right, let's see. Okay, pretty good odds, and then wait. There we go. I don't like the chance of worse. Fuck! I'm not upgrading that. That's just rubbish. It will forever have the word weak in front of its name. Stash that. Stash that. So that's a little bit more. Oh, that's a big disappointment now. I'll have to deal with that. Okay. Should probably just stash a load of crafting gear too. Might do that off camera just to save time. Well, that was very disappointing. I clearly... Wait, no, I got no metal, so I can't really make anything. Yeah, I know I could buy it. I probably should have. And we're so close to leveling 2. Right, I'm stashing this. And this. And this, as I'm not currently using it. That's 2, 5, so we could get rid of another 7 down to 149. Everything else would probably have to be from this tab, realistically. Oh well. Somewhat disappointing, but there you go. Right, I'm going to end this episode here before I completely zonk out. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the very next episode. I'll say goodbye for now though, and cheerio everyone! See you all soon.